Kulamasiach, hello, how are you? Oh, I'm so excited to be doing our third video together. I want us to start off our videos as we have with an exciting good morning, Miss Vida. So on the count of 3, you will say as loud as your parents or elders will allow you to say, good morning, Miss Vida. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Good morning, Miss Vida. Yes, good morning. E kulamalsi hutch. Hello, how are you? Oh, we have been learning about the Lenape. Everybody say, hey, Lenape. Hey, Lenape. We have been learning about the Lenape, and those are the people that lived here in New York and New Jersey 400, 500 years ago. But you want to know another secret? They still exist to this day. There are so many native peoples that exist to this day. They may not be wearing regalia, like the clothing I was wearing yesterday, or they will not be wearing braids all the time in their hair. They most certainly won't live in a wigwam or a teepee or a longhouse. They live amongst us. And I, Miss Vida, am Powhatan. Everybody say Powhatan. Powhatan. Yes. Do you know who else was Powhatan? Pocahontas. Pocahontas means Little Miss Mischief. And she is Powhatan. And I love that movie. But I am no Disney princess. No. I am part Powhatan. And I am also part Taino. Everybody say Taino. Taino. Yes, the Taino people, the Taino Arawak people live along the Caribbean in Puerto Rico, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic. They still live there to this day. You see, I learned that Native Americans no longer exist. And these are the secrets we get to learn and discover in Vida's Indigenous Magic program. So, I invite you in this world of technology where you are drowning in information, but you are starving for wisdom. I invite you to look up the way to say thank you in the Lenape language. Yes, and find out how it sounds in your tongue as you search and find your wisdom. And you find out how you say those words and send them back to me. I want to see yours. I want to see your storyteller bags. I want to see your happy creative spaces. I'm interested, man. I need to see all the stuff. So really quickly, we're going to go back over our storyteller bags because I don't know about you. I was a little bit upset about how my holes came out. My mother's came out perfectly. Now, we'll go a little bit back over it with hers. So she very simply made 3 holes on each side part. 1, 2, let's stretch that out. 3. Then, right? And she did it in different designs. You can do it however you want to. And then she made a flap that goes over it. And she cut it, but you can cut it any way you want, right? And she made the string as long as she wanted. Now, my holes are not that straight. They are made with love, if you can check it out. But see, never let anyone critique your art. Because when you're creating art, it's a gift for the world. It's a gift you're making, so how could it be a mistake? Don't let anyone, especially you, tell yourself that you made a mistake or it's not good. Because sometimes that happens in art. I don't know about you. So I decorated my storyteller bag and I need to see yours. I want to see it so much. Please send it to me. I made mine with a bunch of color because I think color just makes me happy. But you can make it in any design you want. Anything you want. Because black and white is beautiful as well. Anything, a single color, shapes, designs, however you want to make it. I put little flower and decorated it with a bunch of dots, and then I cut my flap a little bit more rugged, and I'm going to still add on to it. And I left little dangly parts, and I tied these old Christmas decorations because that's also what I like to do. I have all this stuff that I found in my garage that has no more life, from Christmas, from Easter, things that just get locked away in a closet. Well, let's bring it out and let's make new life with it. Let's see if an old costume that you wore for Halloween that you don't fit anymore can all of a sudden become something else. Let's see if your old shoelaces can become the hand strings to your storyteller bag. Let's see if your old clothes can become new clothes when you sew them in, or maybe cut them in a stylish way. You see, you are richer than you ever know when you start to value what you have. I'll say it again. You are richer than you will ever know once you start to value what you have. Oh, I just took in a beautiful breath, and I want to say to my beautiful tree, who I named Gandalf, because it's from one of my favorite stories, and Gandalf is made of magic, as all trees are. I say in the Cherokee language, Wanishi, thank you for your life. Now, we learned about the Hope King. Oh, wait, you don't know their name. The Lenape, everybody say, hey Lenape. The Lenape that lived 400, 500 years ago gave us these pathways that we use to this day. But did you know they still are here to this day? As I mentioned before, their name now is a long, beautiful one. It is Lenape Hope King. Whoa, that's a hard one to say. Let's break that down together. Lenape Hope King. Everybody say Lenape Hope King. The Lenape Hope King, they actually reside mainly in New Jersey. They meet and have powwows there. You could actually look up a bunch of festivals that are around in your neighborhood maybe, or anywhere in New York City. There are so many things that are beneath these cement streets that we don't know. And it is a beautiful thing to discover. The Lenape Hope King still are amongst us to this day. So please, if anyone ever asks you if there are still Native peoples to this day, you look them in the eye and say, yes, Miss Vida. Oh, I'm so excited to go over today's adventure with you. Today's adventure is to speak with animals. See, we learned about how the Lenape used the animals yesterday. We learned how the white-tailed deer was important to them. We learned how it was so essential to use every part of that animal. But see, I don't know about you. I love animals too much to hurt them. So I would love to know and find out about them. But see, I can't really leave my house. So I made up some magical animals in my garage. And they come to life. They come to life. You may not believe it. You may roll your eyes, but that's just because your imagination isn't working as strong as it can. And I'm sorry, but the cool people, they have the best imaginations. So if you believe with me, you can count to 3 and call them out by their Lenape name. We are going to learn the name for the white-tailed deer. We're going to learn the name for a bald eagle, and maybe some other animals along the way. Now, I'm going to bring some food along because I want them to like me. Are you ready to go on this magical adventure with me? Now, you got to believe. When you count to 3, you got to believe. You have to believe it. That's the important part. And then you got to yell it out. All right? I don't know if you're ready. Follow me to my happy, magical, healthy space. Hi. How did you make it here faster than me? I guess you must be using your special magic. Let me place my shawl over here, and welcome to my happy, healthy, magical space. I am so excited about today's adventure with you. You see, we spoke about the animals and how they were useful to the Lenape, and how animals sometimes are used. I mean, I love cheeseburgers, but I could never hurt an animal myself. But I believe that it's important to thank that animal for what it gave us. And that's what the Lenape did. They did that. They took every part of the animal and used it. Now, we learned about the white-tailed deer, which in the Lenape language is Atu. Everybody say, two. Say, two. Very good. We're going to count to 3 and we're going to ask the white-tailed deer to come out and spend some time with us. But the only way it works is if you really truly believe. If you really truly count to 3, believing a white-tailed deer will appear. It will. Are you ready, kids? 1, 2, 3. 2! Wait a sec. Nothing happened. Wait a sec. Oh, I know. We have to count to 3 in Lenape. Okay. 1 is Cuete. Cuete. 2 is Nishang. Nishang. 3 is Naham. Naham. Cuete, Nishan, Naham. Cuete, Nishan, Naham. Cuete, Nishan, Naham, Atu. Let's do it together and really believe. Are you ready, kids? Cuete, Nishan, Naham, Atu. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Atu.
Hi, Miss Vida.
Oh, hi, how are you?
I heard you counting for me.
Yes, I did. I brought you actually some grass. Isn't grass your favorite food?
That's one of my favorite foods.
Oh my gosh, here you go, Atu. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Atu. Okay, bye, Atu. I know you have to go. I know Atu is busy on his way. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet our next friend. Can you? Okay. We are going to call upon the mighty buffalo. The buffalo roamed the plains. They roamed also here in Northern America long, long ago. Now, the word in Lenape for buffalo is Cecilia. Let's say that together. Cecilia. Let's count to 3, kids. Cuete, Nishan, Naham, Cecilia! Oh my goodness! What a mighty buffalo! Hi, Cecilia!
Hi, Miss Vida.
I brought you grass and I brought you berries. I know you like both.
I do.
Oh my goodness! 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 You're so hungry! Okay. Bye, Cecilia. Thank you so much for coming. What a hungry buffalo! Okay, kids, now are you ready for your next animal? This is one of my favorite words to say in the Lenape language. It's Opalanie. Yes, let's break that down. Opa, Lani, yay. Opalanie. Let's go together, kids. Cuete, Nishan, Naham, Opalanie. Oh my God! It's an eagle! Oh my God! Oh wait! There's fish in the river. There's fish in the river right behind you. Opalanie, go find the fish! Oh my goodness! Do you know that an Opalanie can dive 90 miles per hour down into the water? It's amazing. I can't believe it. Opalanie, thank you so much for coming to visit us. This is amazing. Oh my goodness, you can still hear it. That's amazing. Okay, and now to our final friend, Squawk, the skunk. My friend and I were attacked by a skunk when we were hiking one time, and we were funky for like 2 weeks. But you know what? Every animal deserves to be learned about. So we're going to learn the word for squawk. And you know one interesting thing? The English word for skunk is the same one in Lenape. It just got changed over time through accents and dialects. Squawk is how you say skunk in Lenape, and now how you say skunk in English. Squawk! That's how you say it. So ready, kids? Cuete, Nishan, Naham, squawk!
Hi, Miss Vida.
Hi, Squawk. How are you?
Oh, everybody wants to leave me alone.
Well, you know what? I'm kind of mad at you. I didn't bring you any food today because last time I saw you, one of your brothers and sisters sprayed me.
Me?
Well, someone looked like you sprayed me.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. I should have
That's my fault. I shouldn't have judged you. I'm sorry. I don't have anything in my bag. I hope you're not upset. Are you?
Skunks! I can't believe it! Ugh. Kids, we have to go back. We have to go back. We have to meet at the Storytime Corner. I have to go. I'm so sorry. I'll meet you there.
Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you for coming along my imagination magical journey today. I had so much fun playing and visiting our friends. See, an imagination gives you the power to have magic anywhere. If you don't doubt magic, it will happen all around you. And you will have a lot more laughter in your life, I guarantee you. Believe in your own magic. Make your own magic. Make your own friends to play with. I think it's a great task to do, and just like we made our storyteller bags. Make your own stories. Make up plays. Play together. Take some time away from your screens and look into each other's eyes. Your family is precious. Whoever is around you, make the most of your present, because it is a present. That's why they call it a gift. I'm very thankful for my mother for coming by, and she has blessed me with her storyteller bag, and I'm going to look inside of it today to tell our final last story. I'm so sad to say it's our last story in our program, but I was so honored to be a part of this experience with all of you. This room was made specially just for you, and I hope that whenever you're feeling sad or whenever you may fearful anything in this world, know that there's special magic waiting for you around every corner, and you can manifest it. Now let me look into my bag and see what I have here. Oh, okay. Oh, this is a great story. This is a picture of a dog and a cat. It's a little bit bent up, but it's from the ASPCA. I have 2 puppies that I share with my best friend, and they're the love of my life. Now, if you have a dog, you know that they are constantly sniffing each other's butts. I don't know what's the deal with it. I always wondered why. And so one day I asked my mother, why do doggies sniff each other's tails? And she told me a story that's 400, 500 years old. And I'm going to share it with you now. So, long ago, as the elders told me, and as they were told, animals used to exist as we did. They held councils and planned for the future of their tribes. They took care of one another, and they were led by the dogs. The mighty dogs, the golden retrievers, the Rottweilers, the pit bulls, all these beautiful dogs. They would run the clan, but they were constantly being bothered by these pesky cats. These cats were tricksters, and they were sneaky, and they kept them up at night. And if you have a cat, you know how they run across the room and no apparent reason, but they have to get across the room, or they all of a sudden start snapping at your feet. I can imagine my old cats. They were precious to me, but they kept me up at night. So these cats were driving the dogs crazy. They were driving them insane. And as they had to figure out this problem, because they were too busy, they had to plan for the nation. They couldn't be messing around with these cats. And they had to get their sleep, so they needed these cats to not bother them anymore. So one day, they decided to all meet in the longhouse. And when they go inside the longhouse, they want to take off the dirtiest part of themselves. And the dirtiest part of themselves is their butts. So they all unhooked their tails and they hung them up along outside the longhouse, along the wall. And the golden retriever hung up its tail, and the Rottweiler hung up its tail, and the pit bull hung up its tail, and therefore and forthwith they all hung up their tails, and they went inside of this longhouse to discuss this cat problem. And they're saying, I don't know what to do with them. Maybe we should spray some water on them. Maybe we should chase them out of the village. No, we can't do that. And they argued and they went back and forth. And the cats, they got wind that these dogs were trying to do something to them. And they said, no, no, no. they are not going to get away with this. So the cats all snuck around the longhouse, and they switched the tails in different places, putting them all chaotically along the wall. And then they screamed into the longhouse, "Fire! Fire! Fire! Fire!" And all the doggies ran out so quickly, and they just kept grabbing each other's tails. They kept grabbing each other's tails and putting them on. And then all of a sudden they looked around and they saw there's no fire. But then they started sniffing their butts, and they saw that it wasn't their tail anymore. So they started sniffing each other's tails because they constantly were trying to find their own original tail. And this is why doggies to this day go around sniffing each other's butts. I thought this story was so funny to me, and what the lesson I learned from it was haste makes waste. Sometimes when we rush or we get frustrated and we do things too quickly, we can miss the most important details, like our tails. So when you are having a moment where you may be frustrated and you want to rush, or maybe you feel like you don't have enough time to do what you have to do, remember that if you don't take the time to make sure you have your tail on right, you'll go around trying to find it all your life. I thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. And I wish you all the great health and beauty in this world. Wanishi.